Hey guys, welcome back to the channel here. It's Jordan with you on the Dockside View. It's Friday afternoon and it's a big day for the Fremantle Football Club. We've got our first pre-season hit out tomorrow against the Indigenous All-Stars, and we've finalised our list for the 2025 season. Isaiah Dudley has signed on to the final list spot as a supplementary selection pick, so he'll go on to the rookie list. Now that spot, of course, was made available due to the long-term injury of Odin Jones, who hopefully will be back fit and firing next season. Yeah, we'll look a little bit about Isaiah Dudley. So, of course, he's came across from Central Districts in South Australia, played 20 games for them last season in the league side and kicked 21 goals. Racked up an average of about 10 disposals a game, 2.3 inside 50s a game, so could potentially pinch hit, and 3 tackles a game, which is good because we need that sort of forward pressure. He didn't kick more than 2 goals in a game once, which is interesting. Although he has supposedly shown a lot in pre-season, obviously been training with the team, shown a lot of flair, which of course we do need in that front half. And hopefully will provide a lot of competition and potentially get a debut himself. Now, a lot of people are saying that, this is a bit of forward chess with Cozzy Pickett because, of course, Isaiah Dudley is related to Cozzy Pickett, I believe they're first cousins. But at the same time, they're not going to do this if they didn't think he was any good. So it's an interesting thing as well with our sort of forward half options this year. We've been looking sort of for the Michael Walters replacement. You think so far Frederick's going to get the 6th forward spot, with Swakowski and probably Bolton starting on the half forward line. But, if Walters is on his tail, you got Cooper Simpson, who's sort of modelled into that sort of small forward since joining, as I've spoken about. Murphy Reid potentially could play there as well. And we've got Jack Delane, who hasn't really proven himself yet, but I'm interested to see how he goes. It's only going to be his 2nd season, I believe. And obviously now we've got Dudley there as well. So he's 168 centimetres tall, so funny enough, he's going to be the smallest player in the competition. The next smallest was Nick Watson, who's 170 centimetres tall. So he's obviously going to have that challenge. He's not going to be taking too many contested marks. But as I've said for a while now, the biggest issue that we've had is we're not able to crumb the ball when it goes to ground. And maybe we have been a little bit too tall in the forward line. So putting the shortest player in the league in there could balance it out a bit. But it's interesting to see now with all of our signings, because obviously we signed Quinton Narkle, delisted free agent from Port Adelaide. He's got a bit of family connections to both Shea Bolton and Cozzy Pickett. And now you're obviously bringing in Dudley, who's got that connection to Cozzy Pickett. So some people can look at it in a bad way of, jobs for the boys. But I personally see it as, you're just trying to help players settle in a bit more, and you're trying to create the culture. The players know each other. You see in the draft, I think Richmond, a lot of the players they drafted had played together across junior footy and stuff like that. So that's their way of doing it. I'm all for it, to be honest. So as to whether he'll get a game, obviously he's not going to be in round 1 team. I think we quite know that. But the advantage of being a small forward is you look at our previous history. Lockie Schultz was taken in the rookie draft. Sam Swakowski was taken with pick 73, I think. And both those guys are about 21, 22. So I feel like the small forward position is probably one of those that really translates more from, the state leagues to the AFL. It's, compared to, say, if you're a midfielder, the pace of the game and all that sort of stuff. It's a bit harder to transition, but when you bring a small forward in there, they're usually ripe to go. And by the looks of it, he's done that. So even though he was only kicking a goal a game for Central Districts in the SANFL, there's no reason why he couldn't do the same, if not more, for us, because, as I said, it does translate a lot better. So we're going to take a look at that pecking order now. I think you probably have, as I said, you have Frederick as that first forward, but he's got a lot of pressure on him now. I had another video on Freo players that I thought were going to have the most make or break season. I didn't put Frederick in there, but you look at it now, he's going to be under real pressure, I think, from a lot of players. Cooper Simpson being one, and as I said, Dudley. But yeah, as I said, like, a lot of people see this as as just a free hit, and in essence it is, because this spot was only made available due to the long-term injury of Odin Jones. But as I said, they wouldn't have done this if they didn't think he was ripe to go, because Odin Jones is, of course, a tall. So obviously, think maybe our tall stocks aren't as needed as our small stocks are, and that's the interesting thing, because you look at the last season when we had Josh Corbett on the long-term injury list. He's replaced by Patrick Voss, so sort of a like for like there. But we haven't done that this time, because we obviously felt that this was an opportunity to, one, as I said, get the family connections going. But again, create more competition for spots. Even in the waffle side now, when you've got a player like Jack Delane, who I'm not even sure how much league waffle he's been playing, but even he'll be under pressure now to actually cement a spot in the waffle sides. So you won't feature in the Indigenous All-Stars game. That was a 30-man squad that was released yesterday. No Hayden Young, no Nat Fyfe, but we are going to get to see the first of Murphy Reid, and also interestingly Aidan Riddle as well. I didn't think we'd see him at all this year because of Liam Reedy being the number one backup, but we are going to see Riddle out there, which is good to see. And as I said, we're all very interested to see what Murphy can do. But as I said, welcome to the Freo Footy Club, Isaiah Dudley. We've had a good record. We look at Schultz and Swakowski. There were these lower picks that were small forwards, and I think we've identified that now, that these players really transition well from the state league to the big leagues, and yeah, maybe a little 4D chess being played with the connections to Cozzy Pickett as well. But welcome to the Freo Footy Club, Isaiah Dudley. We're all very excited to see what you can do this season, and hopefully you get the chance to prove yourself in the league side at some point, depending on how things go. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that subscribe button, like, and comment on what you think of the selection. Are you happy with the selection? Do you think we should have gone for a like for Odden Jones, considering that was who opened up the spot? Or do you like the idea of creating as much competition in the small forward stocks? Because as we all know, that was the position that we were lacking the most in last season, particularly that pressure, crumbing the ruck at a throw-in or a ball up was a real issue for us last season. So yeah, let us know what your thoughts are on that. I'll see you guys a bit later. Bye.